Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be unboxing Familiar Tales. This game was sent to me by Plaid Hat Games, so thank you very much, Plaid Hat. So I'm going to be doing the unboxing today, and then we're going to start working on doing a review of it. But this game, there's a lot to it, I think, so it could take a little bit to make sure we get it all, play it enough that we can at least talk about it in an intelligent way. So let's take a look. Before I actually turn it over, the art on the cover, it's super cute and super beautiful. I love it because you have like very cartoony looking characters, and it's colorful, but there is also sort of a gloomy darkness to it, which I sort of like that kind of thing. So anyway, this game is designed by Jerry Hawthorne. So he also designed like Mice and Mystics, Stuffed Fables, Aftermath. So a lot of really big narrative games in his repertoire. So I'm excited to check this one out especially. So let me flip this over. Also, I was trying to think about, I swear I'm not sucking up here, but Plaid Hat Games, I definitely haven't played everything they put out. They put out a lot of stuff, but I've not yet disliked anything I've played by them, I don't believe. So that's pretty good. I don't know if I could say that about most companies. So anyway, needless to say, I'm very excited about this. So let me read what it says here. So Familiar Tales, a story crafting game. Magical creatures vie for the fate of a child. In the far-off kingdom of Principalia, dark forces have dispatched the royal family. One by one, the royals have been waylaid until only a wee infant, the heir to the throne, remains. Now a wizard's beloved familiars are all that stand between the life of an innocent babe and a sorceress would-be usurper, as an entire kingdom holds its breath in fear. Familiar Tales is an exciting narrative game where the players take the roles of a wizard's familiars, entrusted with saving and raising a displaced princess. They must keep her safe from the evil forces that would see her dead, but when it comes to children, it is not enough to merely survive. The familiars know that every choice they make will affect the young one in their care. If they are victorious and the throne is reclaimed, what kind of woman will sit upon it? Experience a professionally narrated, decade-spanning fantasy epic. Explore a massive world filled with branching paths and memorable characters. Watch as your choices impact the child in your care. Who will your princess grow up to be? Save as you go gameplay. It lets you play as long as you want or take a break whenever you desire. I especially love that because, one, that's just convenient. Also, this is for ages 8 and up. So if we play it with our kids, it's nice that, if they're deciding they want to go do something else, we could stop it and still come back to it later. I really like that. I don't know how it's implemented in this, but I'm very excited about it. Also shows here, I don't think it's going to be put together here, I'm not sure, but Limited Time only has a Forger's Market supply tray, which I was able to see in a video from Our Family Plays Games, which is a great channel, go check them out, but looked really, really pretty, so I'm excited about this. So let me crack this sucker open. There is also, by the way, there's an app required to play this game. I don't know what all it handles. It says that it's narrated, so I'm guessing part of it is voice acting, which is really cool. If you really, dislike apps and games, then, that is what it is, but I once felt the same way, and then I played Mansions of Madness, and it totally changed my mind, so I would say, don't just refuse to try it. If you tried it and you don't like it, great, but, give these things a shot, because I really like some of the ways that apps have been implemented in a board game. So, let me open this up. I reached out to several different publishers about getting review copies of games, and I had heard, especially right now, there's a lot of, these companies get inundated with requests, right? So they often don't get back to you right away. Sometimes they just can't even get back to you, which is completely understandable. I totally get that. Also, my channel's not really a huge one, so you never know. They have limited copies. It costs them money, of course, to send these out. So they may save them for the really big channels, which completely makes sense. Again, doesn't upset me at all. It's a completely understandable thing. But Plaid Hat got to me, I think, the next day. And I think I emailed them at night, and they got back to me the next day. And they're like, hey, we're sending this to you, which is amazing. So I really appreciate that Plaid Hat did that. It's not going to influence my review of the game. If I don't like it, I won't like it. But I'm also, just with the pedigree of the designer and the quality that I usually find with them, I'm not too worried about it. But I assure you, I will not let their awesomeness as a company taint or alter my view of the game. So let me take this lid off of here. It's a fairly deep box, so it's coming off really slowly. It's getting it. I don't know if you can hear that. There we go. Got a good box fart going on. Okay, so here is our Familiar Tales rulebook. Doesn't feel super big. So 16 pages. The back page is a reference. Let's kind of flip through here. Lots of just beautiful full color pictures. I have your setup. And talks about traveling, the location book. Oh, I want to see the location book. How you do skill tests, player turns, various actions you have, what the enemies do on their turns, etc. So various afflictions and marks of devotion. I don't know what those are, but that's interesting. One of the things that I think is the most interesting factor to me about this is that you are shaping this princess and how she, what kind of person she grows up to become. And I think that's a fascinating thing because I don't believe you actually play as the princess. You're kind of just there affecting her life and development, and that's super intriguing to me. So, all right, so here is the thing that tells you how to put together that little market supply thing, which is cool. Doesn't look too hard, so I'm excited about that. Here's various tokens. We have the spinners for like their life and power meter, I believe it is. So it looks pretty cool. You have the little, these are neat. You got the little red cross out markers there. That's neat. And you have mushrooms and food, some plants, gems. I'm not sure what that is. Wood. So, all right, we'll see how these play into the game. So here's more parts of those trackers as well. We have misfortune and discontent. I don't know how that goes, but that's going to be interesting. We have a little marker for the baby princess right there. Some creepy crawly hands. Some kind of frightening looking plants here. Looks good. So here's that little like special market like token storage thing. It looks really neat. Okay. Okay, cool. So here's a campaign journal for the game. So lots of just arrow 1, 2, 3. So there's a few different sets of arrow 1, 2, 3. I'm betting, and I do not know this, but I'm betting that there's probably a way to print out more of these if you need to, but it looks like there's like maybe 3 or 4 sets of them. So you can go through this a few different times, which I would definitely want to do since the princess can end up differently. I think it'd be interesting to, try out different things and see how it goes. So here's the location book. I'm just gonna do a super quick flip through this because I don't want to blow anything, but just so you can see like the pretty artwork and colors and locations. I don't want to spoil anything from the game, so I don't want to, get too deep into it. Okay. So we have little boxes here, which I wonder if that's going to be for like individual decks, because this does have deck building to it. And if you can kind of save your game and move on, and come back later, you definitely want to keep track of what cards you had. So all kinds of little deck boxes. That's really nice. I was kind of wondering about that, if you just had to shove them in a plastic bag or something. We have other games where you can sort of save your progress and, or stop it, come back to it later, like Mansions of Madness, for instance, which is cool, but really it only saves kind of like what the map looks like and what you've discovered. And so we always had to, put all our stuff into like a baggie or something to keep track of it, which is fine, but this looks like a kind of nicer setup. All right, so here we have, looks like probably our character cards that you can play as. So you can play Chalk, which is a bird-bound golem, Blaze, who is a fox, this is the Vulpine spirit, Gribbert. It says a cursed human. Obviously, he is a frog right now. He or she, I don't know. Flicker, who is a fairy. Very cute. So I like the character art. Very pretty. There's all kinds of miniatures, which we're gonna get to. I'm just gonna flip through the cards because I don't know what is story element and what isn't. So I don't want to spoil anything. We'll just kind of go through them like super fast and give you just an idea of what the artwork looks like. Hopefully, you won't be able to catch anything that you shouldn't. So, got the baby, Millie, so different levels of her growth, which is pretty cool. All kinds of different cards here. I don't know if these are all specific to the characters or what. They kind of, they usually have like one of the specific characters on there. And it looks like down in the corner it has a character portrait. So the cards might be very specific to the characters. Those look neat. Okay, so more cards here. You can see this one has like aim on it. So these, I'm guessing, are things that you're gonna add to your deck to do better in battles or other kinds of encounters. I'm not sure if all the encounters are battles or what, but we'll find out. But just, man, the art is so pretty. I really like it. So, again, I don't want to get too, I don't want to dwell too long on anything in case anything is like a spoiler. We don't want to do that. Got a tiny deck of cards. So we'll see what this is about. Some people really don't like the tiny decks of cards. I don't mind them. They're fine. I like bigger ones, but sometimes it helps to have something that differentiates. So if you have the big ones and the small ones, that's all good. So these look like items that you can get in the game, which is fantastic. Again, I don't want to dwell on any of them too long, in case something should be a secret. We have our little black pegs to put together the life dials and whatnot. Those are good, but not too exciting. We've got some things for standees. Some nice red plastic cubes. We got a special die. It is a 12-sided die, but it looks like it's not just like 1 through 12. There's icons, there's +1s, -1s, 2s as well. So, yeah, this one has like a, I don't know, sort of a lightning-ish symbol maybe, but that's kind of cool. All right, let's look at some of these models because they're very cool. I'm gonna move the box to the side because I'm not sure, I think my camera has a little easier time focusing on the models when there's not a bunch of stuff going on in the background. Let's see, are these all the same? Not quite. Oof, okay. Oh boy, okay. Actually, they look all similar. Okay, so anyway, let me get these a little closer here. Actually, I'll zoom in. That's probably even better. Okay, so let's look at some of these. So we got 4 of these. Some of them have different shaped bases, but it looks like the model themselves are either the same or extremely similar. So I'm not gonna go to each one, but we've got them in like 4 different shaped bases. So that's interesting, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. It might just be to differentiate them, not sure. Let's get the big bag here of models. I'm not gonna be sure what all of these are. I'll know the characters you play as, I believe. Oh boy, that's a lot. Okay, so let's see. There's this bearded Axeman looking individual. And again, I don't know if these are all, if a lot of these are villains or if they are just characters you meet. I couldn't tell you. Or maybe it could go either way. This guy looks like kind of weird little crazy imp, but kind of cute though. I like it. You know, this game being made for ages 8 and up, they have to, you know, they're not going to make the minis too horrible, but they're or I should say horrifying, not horrible, but they do look sort of menacing in a cartoony way. So, ooh, let's get that focused. Come on, there we go. This guy looks like, almost like a weird little, almost like a weird little vulture shaman kind of guy. I don't know what he is, but I don't know. Okay, so, all right. So we have, let's get this focused. This creepy looking dude, I'm trying to see it. His face is really shadowed by the hat by the time I have my lighting, but his face looks really odd. Looks sort of undead-y maybe. I don't know if he is, but that's kind of what he looks like. So some of these are going to be duplicates. So I'm just going to move the duplicates aside because I think it's going to be like the other ones where we have the same one repeatedly, but they have different bases, which is pretty cool. All right, these are kind of interlocked with each other. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have this guy who looks like a pretty scary knight type person. Interesting. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Lord Soth from Dragonlance and Dungeons & Dragons because he's got the weird sort of flattish helmet up here. I always thought that was an interesting design. All right, let me get some of these out of the way. All right. We have this large gentleman here who looks like maybe another kind of knight of some sort. Very interesting. Okay. I'm trying to get down to do the characters last because I think they're going to be interesting to look at. All right. Ooh. Okay. This guy, he looks like maybe like a bat. I'm trying not to say a Batman because that's, confusing, but nonetheless, he looks like a little bat character. Very cool. And then I think, let's see, what do we have left that isn't main character? So, okay, so this is, I'm wondering, and I don't know, I wonder if this is the big bad, because he kind of looks like the guy at the very top of the cover of the box. Looks sort of spectral and creepy. So, could be, but I don't know. Either way, it's a neat looking model. Okay, so now we're getting into the main characters. So, I showed you before there was a little cardboard token for the baby princess, but here is the princess as a child. So, you know, very cute and cartoony. She's got like a, I guess it's still a ponytail or top knot maybe, so it's sticking out of the top of her head. But very cute, you know, cartoonish sort of proportions, which is great for a game that is 8 and up especially. And here is the princess again at an older age. I don't know if this is full adult or teenager. She's got a book in her hand, little less giant size head compared to her body. You know, she grew into her head size, which is great. I hope I can do that someday. But really, really nice models for sure. And then this, I don't know if I remember all their names here, but this one is the big golem, who I remember his name is Chalk for some reason. I think that's an interesting name. He'd be really fun to paint. He's got little mushrooms hanging off him. He's got the bird, of course. Looks like some plants or moss or something on him. So I would love to get these painted because I think that would just really help bring the game to life even more. If I can keep up that same kind of color scheme they have where it has its brightness, but it also has some dark gloom to it. Oh, that'd be perfect. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'm willing to try. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna remember the character names, unfortunately, but here is the fairy character. Oops. Very, very cute. I like it. Very nice. Really tiny compared to the others, so that's a really neat one. We have, I think the frog's name is Gribbet or something. It's close. I kind of like this frog guy, to be honest. He's got a bow and arrow. That's cool. I'm trying to decide just based on looks which one I'd want to play, and they all look really neat. I'm leaning towards the frog just because I like that, but I don't know. If I can get my oldest daughter to play, though, I'm pretty sure I know which one she will want to play. She'll want to play the fox. She really likes foxes. So, and this is a super cool model. I just love it. Brilliant, brilliant models in this game for sure. So, let me zoom this back out. I've made a mess of my table, as you can see, as I usually do during an unboxing. But that is my unboxing of Familiar Tales from Plaid Hat Games. Again, this is sent to me, so thank you again, Plaid Hat. I will be getting to do the review as soon as I reasonably can. So I'm very excited to give it a shot. I hope that you folks have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
Either way, if you could click this button to subscribe so you can see more of our stuff when it comes out.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.